This house is fucked to the highest degree. The fact that Shakira even gave Harry a first chance, never mind a second, is absolutely fucking insane. After Helena found out just some of the things that Harry had been saying and doing during the challenge, she was once again like, I'm done. I'm done. This is not the first time she's been done. Was she done though? Because later he says, let's go for a chat, and they went up to the terrace and he apologised and he says, I didn't mean to make you feel this way, or I didn't mean to do this and that. And she was raging and she says, oh, is that all he's got to say? Like, he wanted to get his steps in, all he wanted to say was sorry. What did she want him to say? If she was done, then it shouldn't matter. And also, why would you even go for a chat? I'd be like, no, I'm not interested, thanks. I don't know if I've mentioned this for the 7th time. We're done. I actually wonder if they're allowed to say no to chats. I don't know if it's in the contract that they have to go for chats with people, but I'd just tell them to blatantly get to fuck. Harry decided that he wasn't going to sleep in the bed with Helena, but he says the only other option I've got is to sleep in the hideaway with Yasmin. But Yasmin had a bed, so that wasn't the only other option. I think he went to sleep outside, and then when they asked Yasmin if she wanted to go out, she says, no, I don't want to sleep out there with the bugs. During the challenge, Meg was saying that she wasn't very happy with Dijon, but he was still sitting with his arm round her and they were still kind of like snuggling in with each other. Then after the challenge, they were having a chat and he says, I don't want to argue. And she's like, we're not arguing! Literally, they were sitting arguing as she was saying they weren't arguing. But she's saying to him, I'm not your Meg if you keep flirting with people and you keep doing this and that. And she's acting as if they're closed off still. The guy can't win. I mean, do I think that the way he's acting is right? No, but I also think that she's been a bit psychotic. And actually, yes, he has been a skis bag as well. The problem with the boys in this villa is they put so many things down to, oh, it was banter with the lads, it was banter with the lads. Do you know what? Have banter with the lads when you're outside the villa and there's no cameras watching you and there's no witnesses. People can say things and get away with it, but when the nation is watching you, not all the nation, right, but like there's a lot of people watching, you can't just turn around and say, oh, it was banter with the lads. Fucking grow up. That's all going to be fine and well if she makes jokes about going with one of the guys and then she just goes, oh, it's banter with the girls, and then he doesn't say anything about it. Now again, I don't know why I'm feeling bad for Ben because I don't like him, but he is getting totally slated outside the house. People can't understand what he's saying. They're slagging him because he's had a hair transplant. They're slagging his job, which is completely out of order. And Shakira is saying that he's stupid basically and he's got no substance and that their conversations are just about other people. And then I felt so bad for him because when he was speaking, he was like kind of fumbling his words, which did make him look stupid, and she actually laughed in his face. And then when she was explaining something, he was like, oh, what does that mean? And I just thought, oh my god, like, this is going so badly for him. At this point, Shakira's had enough. She's just like, oh, I can't be fucked with this. So later she decides to finish with him and she takes him for a chat and she says, oh, like, I don't think this is working, or whatever it was she said. And he says, oh, I'm glad you said that. I totally agree. Lies. I did feel bad for him. He was obviously just trying to come across as like, oh, I'm not bothered, but he was bothered. Considering last episode when she was saying that things weren't working out and that it was boring, and he was saying, oh, like, we clicked and like we got on for the start and I really like her and all that, now all of a sudden he's like, oh, I agree. So this is where I just didn't even know what the fuck was going on. Harry decided that he wanted another chance with Shakira. Another chance. She's gave him a chance before. Now he wants another chance. This is fucked, right? So, for whatever reason, Shakira is taking this into consideration, even though she said to Ben, oh, I spoke to Harry and this has got nothing to do with it, and I'm not even thinking about that. She is considering giving him another chance. But when she was sitting talking to Harry and she says, oh, Helena let you away with too much. If that was me, I would not be letting you away with anything. Like, once she did that, that'd be it. Really? Is that the case? Because who was it that was lying in bed, literally cuddling into him, when Helena walked up to him, tapped him on the foot, and he fucked off to the hideaway without even saying see you tomorrow. But yet she's considering giving him another chance. She's also witnessed the things that he said about Helena and the things that he's done behind her back, and she's still considering giving him another chance. What the fuck? To make matters even worse, just when you think it literally cannot get any worse, and you think Harry can't be any more of a fucking skis bag bastard, he goes and talks to Dijon. And he was saying, oh, I spoke to Shakira and I was saying this and I was doing that. Mate, she was lighting it up, mate, she was loving it. The way he speaks about women is fucking disgusting. It makes it worse because he's a 30-year-old man, right? See if he was 19, 20, 24 maybe, you'd be like, ah, right, he's just a cocky wee dick, right? But he's a 30-year-old man who's like, oh mate, she's lighting it up. Fuck you, Harry, absolutely fuck you. I hope they show this in movie night. He's just so fucking vile. Once again, this is like witnessing young teenagers in first year who have no experience in relationships, no experience in life, and they're talking to their pals and they're lying about the things that they've done, and they're just trying to be lads and they're trying to be cool. That is what Yasmin and Harry are like. They come out with all this shit. Oh, she was lighting it up. Fuck off. Yasmin was getting ready with the girls and they were having a chat about some of the stuff that'd been happening, and they were like, oh sorry, and she says, oh, these things don't affect me, don't worry about it. That's because she's a narcissist. Narcissists don't care if you're talking about them in a negative way or a positive way, as long as they're the centre of attention. And she has come out with so many things that I think must be a lie. And she just wants to be the centre of attention. It doesn't matter if it's good or bad. That's why she's like, oh, I'm not here to make friends. I don't care about making friends. I'm here to find a man. But yet she's still going around saying, oh, I've split up relationships and I'm a devil and all this. Pure narcissism. I'd be interested to see, actually, if anybody makes some TikTok saying, Yasmin split up my marriage, Yasmin split up my relationship. Because if she split up that many of them, surely one person would want to come out and say, aye, she split up my marriage. Haven't seen any. Maybe they're coming. Right, so what the fuck was going on with Connor? I thought him and Emily were getting on fine, but he's like, oh, I like to spend time on my own, I like my own space, and he has said this before, but the way he was talking about it in this episode, I kind of thought, do you know what, you're in the wrong place. If you're somebody who wants to spend so much time on your own, and you can't be bothered with somebody who's only been in there a couple of days, you're not wanting a relationship. Relationships aren't for everybody. Then, out the blue, he decides that he likes Megan. I'm like, what the fuck, man? This house is falling to bits. And he pulls Megan for a chat, and he doesn't even speak to Tommy first. And he says, oh, like, obviously, like, this could go wrong. I could lose my friendship with Emily. I could lose my friendship with Tommy. But he doesn't even think to say to Tommy, oh, by the way, I'm going to pull her for a chat. Do these people not know the rules? You speak to their partner first and say, oh, by the way, I'm going to pull them for a chat, so that they're not blindsided. It's not asking for permission, it's just not being a complete fucking dick. Obviously Tommy's not happy about it, but he's got a right to be annoyed, because he's like, this guy's my pal, and he's not even mentioned that he likes her. Like, everybody was shocked. Like, he pulled her for a chat and everybody was like, oh, I wonder what that's about, I wonder what they're going to talk about. And even she said, am I in trouble? Like, nobody's seen this coming. And then, what the fuck is Tony's problem? I actually thought she was alright, but when she was bitching about Emily to Meg, and she says, oh, she's like Little Miss Sunshine, and Meg was like, what, in a good way? And she says, no, she's just too happy and blah, blah, blah. And she was pissed off because Emily was happy when somebody had been exiled for the island. And she's like, read the room. But she's so nasty about it. And then when she went away to speak to Shakira, and I know it's probably just edited in a way that looks as if they're looking over and laughing and like being snidey, and it might not have even have been at that time, but the way it was edited, it did make them look like mean girls, and it was fucking horrible. And all Emily was trying to say was like, why are you bitching about me behind my back? Like, you could have said to me at the time. And then she was just being a total fucking cunt. I did expect a bit more drama for last night's episode, because apparently after the task there was like crying and screaming and all that, all the way into the early hours of the night, so that probably didn't happen. But let me know what you thought of last night's episode, and I'll see you again tonight. Oh, I won't. I'll see you the next time. Bye!